Hello, Sanford, and welcome to the Sanford Sports Radio. I am your host, Jonathan West, here for the Howler, talking anything and everything Sanford College sports. It's football time, of course, and it was another tough loss last week. First game at home this season goes down as a loss to the Florida International University Golden Panthers. A huge loss. Because that team had that game. Sanford had it, and one very good play by FIU gets them the W. It's another tough one to take. We're seeing some improvement by this team, and that's the important thing, though. But, once again, I will reiterate, turnovers are killing this team. Now, I don't know if Coach Wolf is thinking of making a change at quarterback, or not like he did last year. It seems he's got a lot of faith in the senior Parker Dillon. But I think a lot of people could argue that a change may need to be made at quarterback. Now, going into the West Virginia game, it's going to be tough. It's a much bigger step of competition. But, of course, they lost in their first game 45-0 to Alabama. That gives me a little bit of hope. Let's hope that 45-0 loss to Alabama for West Virginia is a huge killer to them. As on the recruiting trail, nothing has really changed for the most part. We're seeing the Trevor trio. Sam and Dylan are kind of the two that are really focused on Sanford right now. However, all three of them seem to have some very big interest, which is the big plus. Those three are kind of the big names on Coach Wolf's board right now. So keep them in mind more than anyone else. He really wants to bring the hometown boys here to Sanford. He wants to keep the homegrown blood here in Sanford. And I mean, you can't argue that fact. That is extremely important to get those hometown athletes into the hometown program. Now, there were some questions about that number one quarterback. Well, let's just say he got a lot of other offers on the table. He has not committed as far as I've heard. I do know Notre Dame is very high on his board, maybe trying to get vengeance for the Joe Irving takeaway that Sanford got last year. But I do know LSU was a school high on the board as well as Notre Dame, so it could be one of those two that Justin Johnson, the number one quarterback in the nation, is looking at. Now let's look back to this week coming up, this Saturday, the West Virginia game, because there are key components to this. One is if this team can be as balanced as we've seen them be. That's going to be extremely useful. Claude Fleming has played solid. He hasn't really had a breakout day yet. We saw a lot of good play from Rob Thomas last week against FIU. Now, I don't want them to pass a lot, but what we're seeing is a young wide receiving core that's able to make big plays. We saw Costello make that nice grab off the deflection. We've seen plenty of Rob Thomas making plays now and Fellows. This team can get the job done, and they could maybe just get the upset here this week. As you've been listening to Sanford Sports Radio, I've been Jonathan West, and I will see you folks this Saturday on game day. Hello, Sanford faithful. You are listening to the Sanford Sports Radio. I am your man on the call, Jonathan West, and we are here in Millen Puskar Stadium. I want to disrespect any West Virginia fans here. We are here in West Virginia as the Sanford Coyotes face the Mountaineers in what is to be a very tough matchup for Sanford this week. They are not the best team. However, the ranks have shown very differently as they are the number 2 passing offense in college football right now. But let's remember, West Virginia has only played one game, so those ranks, well, they are very skewed right now. However, as much as it is a disadvantage for Sanford this week with this matchup, I fully believe this team can get the job done. We'll see if they can do so here this week. It's going to be a tough test, and they're going to have to keep a good balance, and they're going to have to find their big playmakers early if they want to win this one. As everything's getting set up on the field, and Sanford's going to return this one as we are underway. True freshman cornerback Sam Moore to return this kick first. And that's going to be a 15-yard return. He barely made it anywhere. Didn't even make it back to the 20. As it'll be from the 18-yard line, Sanford football as the Coyotes go to the passing game first and foremost. That's Rob Thomas on the 11-yard reception and a big first down. It'll be interesting to watch Sanford here with what they decide to go with. It's play action here by Dillon on 1st and 10. Deep ball, and that is picked off. As that is a big interception early. It's only the second play of the game, and it is a pick by West Virginia. So they'll start at the 50 here, right at midfield. And this is not what Sanford needed to begin with. As Greer takes the throw here off play action, and he finds Wesco's big tight end. That's going to be a 26-yard reception. Doing what Sanford couldn't with that play action. As now checking the sideline as they start running no huddle here. Hand off, no, it's play action again. And that's Wesco. 2 straight plays to the tight end. 14-yard reception. 1st and goal here now as they start from the 10. As man in motion here as the handoff goes to Crawford. And Crawford goes in untouched. That is a huge touchdown for West Virginia early on here. They now get on the board first as Sanford has to try and rebuttal as they go to the ground game with Claude Fleming. He can't find any room at all. 2nd and 9 now is a quick throw to the flats for Costello as Deron Costello can only gain 2. 3rd and 7 now in the shotgun. Sanford looks to make something happen here. There's plenty of time, but a misfire by Dillon. I believe he wanted Herb Fellows, but couldn't hit his man. 1st and 10 here back for West Virginia after the Sanford punt. And Justin Crawford takes it up for a gain of 7 there. 2nd and 3 now. The man in motion is Wolfley. As Crawford takes the handoff, and he'll get 4 yards on that run. Gets just enough for the first down as they continue to run this no huddle. This offense is tiring out real quick. As out of the pistol, they go back to Crawford, and that's going to be another gain of 4. That's going to cause more exhaustion to this defensive line. And this defensive line is a big part of the success, in my opinion, of this defense. As 2nd and 6, that's Gibson. He gets away from Flash Gibson, and that is going to be a 15-yard gain. As Will Greer has done a good job today so far. As out of the pistol, they go back to Crawford. He shows off a little bit of power, but there is a flag. Is this going to be coming back? No, it'll be going forward as they're going to call it a face mask call on Joe Irvin. 1st and goal now in a 5-wide set for West Virginia. As Greer the man moving with the option, as that's Kennedy McCoy, the running back who got the pitch out, as Cruz able to put that into cruise control. 2nd and goal now. As McCoy takes the handoff, he is brought down by Gary Colvin. That's going to be a gain of about 5 though. 3rd and goal here now outside the center. That is pistol formations. Greer can't hit his man. He was behind him. That's going to mean a WVU field goal. As Sanford back out on offense, they need the big play as that one's luckily only knocked away. Kaiser White had a chance at an interception there. 2nd and 10 now as this offense still struggles to find yardage. Finally, Herb Fellows 15 yards and a new set of downs. as they seem to be sold on this passing attack as they go back to the ground game here as Claude Fleming gets nailed and a gain of nothing. Dillon to throw the screen here. Fleming's got room. We saw what he could do on the screen. Past midfield, up past the 40, down and around the 34, 35-yard line. Great play there. That screen might become their rushing attack, as that was a phenomenal play made by Claude Fleming. 1st and 10 now out of the pistol. They're going option. Dillon takes off, and that's going to be a gain of 10. They're not going to give him enough for the first, though. 2nd and inches now in the full house formation. They hand off to McTaggart, and McTaggart can't gain the yard. He actually lost one instead as Pigas, the man who dropped him. 3rd and 1, handoff goes to Fleming, as Fleming gets enough for the first 10-yard run as they have entered the red zone for the first time today. There you go, Coyotes. Now you need to capitalize. 1st and 10 here, Dillon in the shotgun. It's that tight set. They love that formation, but down goes Dillon as that is a sack. He's going to lose 10 on that one. 2nd and 20. Dillon to throw. He hooks up with Frazier, but Frazier can't hang on to it. That's a drop. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 20 now. Shotgun formation. They're setting up another screen. Fleming couldn't get the blocks like he got on the first one. That's only a gain of 5. They'll have to settle for a field goal. As it's 10-0 here at the end of the first quarter. West Virginia up 10, Sanford nothing. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. We'll be back after this. We are back, folks, as the field goal is up and good. That will put Sanford on the board. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. It's 10-3, WVU on top. As that is Hollis, Deshaun Hollis with a big 3-yard loss there. 2nd and 13 as Sims can't hold on. Good job, Stephen Young. That is a great play there made by the man who was dropped from that second corner spot. 3rd and 13 is Greer to throw. Looking deep, and Gibson makes the play with a nice stiff arm on Flash Gibson. You're kidding me. If Flash turns his head around, that's a big play for Sanford. Instead, it's a huge play for the Mountaineers, as it's now 1st and 10. As they continue this no huddle, they get their play from the sideline as Greer takes the snap. He's going to take off. He finds room around that left side pass. Ronnie Hansen and into the end zone. 27-yard touchdown. WVU makes it a 2-possession ball game. Even more of a 2-possession. Oh, yes, 2-possession ball game. I was forgetting the score there for a second. As Dillon throws it, and that's picked off again. Commodore with his 2nd pick of the day. This one goes back for 6. This is unbelievable. Dillon, after seeing a touchdown, hands one to WVU. As the kick is off here for Lewis McMahon after the WVU pick 6. And McMahon's got running room, though, past the 40, 45, 50. And that's out at around the 47-yard line. Great return by Lewis McMahon as Dillon now has to make up for that pick 6. There's a 2-yard reception there for Harrison Frazier. 2nd and 8 now under center is Parker Dillon. He hands off to Claude Fleming. Fleming fighting as they try to rip the ball out of Fleming's hands. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6 after the 2-yard gain. Under center is Dillon. Fleming still in the ball game. Dillon drops back. He hit Fellows, but Fellows can't hang on. That is going to mean 4th down. And the offense is still on the field. Dillon looks to throw again. He backed up a lot, but he finds Rob Thomas. 17-yard reception for the freshman. 1st and 10. Dillon trying to make another big play, but he can't make it in time as he goes down. That's a big loss of 10 there. Adam Schuler, the man who brought him down. I'm not sure who exactly he was looking for, if he wanted the deep ball or if he wanted Costello across the middle. It's 2nd and 20 now after that big sack. They're in the pistol formation. And the handoff goes to Fleming. He finds some room, though. A nice 9-yard gain. That'll set up 3rd and 11 coming up now. This is going to be an interesting play for the Coyotes. They're in pistol formation. 3rd and 11. Dillon to throw. And it's knocked away from Fellows. What a deflection as they stay on the field on 4th and 11. Dillon to throw. Deep ball. That's Rob Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown Sanford. It's a 2-score ball game once again. I'm too excited about them ending in the end zone here. What a throw and catch by Dillon and Thomas. These two have found a connection. 1st and 10 now for WVU, as the defense now has to do their job as Greer throws it away. 2nd and 10 now. The defense got a throwaway on the 1st down here. Can they get another one? As Greer checks down to Gibson in the flat. He gets pushed out of bounds by Stephen Young. That'll be a 20-yard reception. New set of downs for the Mountaineers. 1st and 10 now, as Greer takes it out of shotgun. He connects with Sims as Sims goes down. An 8-yard gain. WVU, if you remember, got Bryson, one of the recruits. I'm sorry, I forget the name right now, but the linebacking recruit that Sanford was highly after last year, now on their roster is the 3rd linebacker on the depth chart. It's a 9-yard gain and a 1st down there for Greer. I remember now, Bryson Mitchell. There we go. That was his name. I apologize to him and his family for that one. It's a 15-yard reception for Steven Smothers there on the reception. I couldn't let that go. It's a new set of downs as they are inching close to the red zone. As Greer takes it out of shotgun and can't connect with his man. He overshoots, and you could say that might have been a throwaway. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Greer in the shotgun, takes the snap. And he connects with Sims again. That was a great throw to him, right where it needed to be. That's down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal now at the 5 in the pistol. This no huddle has worked to just exhaust this defense. As McCoy, the man in motion. He gets McCoy, and that's in the end zone. 6-yard touchdown for West Virginia. As now it's once again a 3-score deficit for the Coyotes. As we'll take another look at this one. He was just given plenty of time for McCoy to find an opening. Gets right behind Lewis McMahon. 1st and 10 here now for Sanford as Dillon quickly strikes to Fellows, but that is dropped. This rain playing a factor today. 2nd and 10 here as the handoff goes to Fleming. Fleming with a nice gain there, gain of 6. That's going to bring up a manageable 3rd and 4, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make it. Go for it on 4th. It's worked well so far. It's 3rd and 4 here. Dillon connects with Frazier. That's enough for the first, just enough 5-yard gain. As a new set of downs now for Sanford, as the Coyotes look to make something happen here at a shotgun. They're setting up the screen. This is their style of running the ball now, since running the ball hasn't worked as well as they would have liked. A 4-yard gain for Fleming on that screen. So they stay in the shotgun. Less than 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Dillon to throw. Connects with Herb Fellows. 28-yard reception on the big play. I think if, and this is just a small if Dillon had put that ball just a little bit further out, I think that Fellows could have taken that a lot further. It's Dillon to throw again on first. He connects with Harrison Frazier again. That's a first down. Second time now Frazier's gotten a first. First and 10 here is Dillon to throw for the third time. That's Costello. That's a 15-yard reception. They're down at the 6 now. Sanford finding the targets they need to find. Just about 30 seconds remain in this ball game as Dillon on the option down to the 1, as that will, well, I'm sorry, that's not even the 1. That's about the half-yard line. As Coach Wolf takes the first time out of the half. Fleming on the run, can't get into the end zone. Second time out taken. Third and goal now as Dillon pitches it off to Fleming. He finds the room in there as that's a touchdown, Sanford. It's now a 2-possession deficit again. 22 seconds remain here in the first half. As Greer to throw here with 18 seconds left. He throws deep. Wide open is Gibson. You've got to be kidding me. As that's a big 46-yard reception. That's unbelievable. As 10 seconds remain, they have time to get a field goal. As Greer to throw again. But he's brought down. That's Shane Townsend. Townsend's first sack of the season. That might have taken him out of range here. They're going to test it. This is about, I'd say, a 40-yarder. Kick is up. It's no good. It's missed wide right entirely. This rain will cause a huge impact on long field goals. And that was it right there. As last play of the half, Dillon just going to chuck it deep. He finds Tremaine Dingle. That almost became an enormous play for this team. 46-yard reception to Tremaine Dingle. As we head into the half, West Virginia's up 31-17. Sanford's look good. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. We'll be back with the second half after this. Welcome back to the Sanford Sports Radio, folks. It's the second half of play. I'm Jonathan West, your man on the call. 31-17, West Virginia on top as Justin Crawford takes it for a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 now as Greer's going to take the option here. He takes off, being stopped there that time by Ronnie Hansen, a 2-yard gain. Hansen's played well so far to start the season. 3rd and 3. As getting the play from the sideline are the Mountaineers. Greer goes back to the option. He's got room this time as that's going to be enough for the first 6-yard gain. First and 10 as the no huddle continues. Greer looking to the sideline once again for the play call. Takes the snap. He goes play action. That one is thrown far out of reach of a receiver. 2nd and 10 now in the shotgun as it gave a chance for the defense to rotate in some fresh bodies as down goes Kennedy McCoy. That was Dante McPherson who came up for the 3-yard loss. 3rd and 13 now as Greer takes the snap out of shotgun. Throws on the run and somehow Steven Smothers hangs on to it. He was sandwiched but hangs on to the football. That's a 19-yard gain. 1st and 10. Greer continuing this no-huddle offense. As he looks to throw. And he connects with Smothers again as Young just couldn't get to him in time. That's a 12-yard reception and another new set of downs. 1st and 10 here is looking off to the sideline to get the play is Greer once again. He's going to hand off to Justin Crawford. Crawford takes it up the middle. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. Stopped by Deshaun Hollis there. 2nd and 4. Still in that shotgun formation. And the secondary doesn't really know what to do as that one's dropped. Believe that was Smothers again. I'm unsure. But another drop there. The rain once again showing how effective it can be. 3rd and 4. Greer. One and Jennings couldn't connect. That is incomplete. 4th down upcoming. WVU going for a much easier field goal here. The kick is up. And it's no good. Just wide left. Opportunity is a knockin' for Sanford. As 2 missed field goals now by WVU as the screen goes to Fleming. That'll be only a yard gain. As now, Sanford has an opportunity to make this a 1-possession game if they score on this drive. So they go to the man in the flat. That's Tremaine Dingle, 5-yard reception there. 3rd and 5 now as they hand off to Fleming. He's got more than enough running room. Gain of 10 on that one. As a new set of downs now in the full house formation. They're going to play action. Check down to Bradford. Antoine Bradford with a 5-yard gain, and I'll take some dink and dunk as long as it works. 2nd and 5 here. The handoff. And Dylan, no, he's taking off, taking a big shot as he does. That's a 9-yard gain, though, as he gets back up. He can't be taking that many big hits. 1st and 10 handoff goes to Fleming. Following his blockers and fighting for that 8-yard gain. That was a hell of a fight by the young man. He's showing his power on that carry plenty. 2nd and 2 now is Dylan to throw again. Wanting to check it down to Costello. Couldn't hit him as Kaiser White in great coverage. 3rd and 2 in the shotgun. Dylan to throw. Hooks up with Harrison Frazier. That mesh pattern has been just the go-to route, it seems, for Harrison Frazier today. That's a 15-yard gain in a new set of downs. They are close to the red zone here. 2-yard gain by McTaggart on the ground. That's going to put them at around the 21-22 yard line. Dylan to throw. They set up the screen again, but down goes Fleming, a loss of 1. Not able to find room there. They're really zoning in on that screen now. It's 3rd and 9. They go to the passing attack. There's Dingle, but he can't hold on. That's a drop. They're going to have to settle. No! The offense is still out here. 4th and 9. Dylan to throw. He checks down to McTaggart. As McTaggart is dropped well short of the 1st down marker. That's going to be a turnover, WVU, as they've been really playing with fire with all these 4th downs. It's WVU football now as Greer to throw. Looks to the flats. He finds Steven Smothers. That's going to be a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3 now. In the pistol formation, still running that no-huddle offense of theirs. They go play action. Greer to the sideline. That's Gibson, and they're going to say he was out of bounds. So no good on that. A big 3rd and 3 here for the Sanford defense. They make a play, and it is huge. As Greer looks for Smothers, but he can't hang on. It's a drop. They got a punt. 1st and 10. Sanford is given another chance to make it a 1-possession game as Dylan takes another shot, gains 4 on that carry. 2nd and 6 in the shotgun. This will be the last play of the 3rd quarter as Dylan connects with Herb Fellows. Fellows continues to fight for some yards. That's a gain of 15. Good catch and run. That will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. West Virginia still up 31-17. Sanford is given a chance to fight. You're listening to the Sanford Sports Radio. The final quarter of play will return after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sanford Sports Radio. It is the 4th quarter here as Sanford is down 31-17, but that big play to Rob Thomas can make up for it. 16 yards to this young man as he is just breaking out in these past 2 weeks. We're going to be talking a lot about Rob Thomas, it seems, for years to come. 1st and 10. Dylan rolling out after play action. He takes off and he slides to make sure he doesn't take another hit. That's smart play right there. 2nd and 5. Dylan dropping back. He connects with Costello. A nice spin move by the tight end. And that'll get him enough for the first. Gain of around 7. First and goal from the 10. Handoff goes to McTaggart. He's got room. Down to the 2. That is a 6-yard gain. That is a big gain there for McTaggart as that sets him up in second and goal. Pitch goes out to McTaggart as he gets enough room into the end zone. It's a 1-possession game, folks. This is enormous. 24-31, 6 minutes to go. Greer to throw. He connects with Gibson. 12-yard reception and a first down for West Virginia. One big play on defense can switch this game entirely here. As the handoff goes to Crawford, he is brought down. Jason Turner on the tackle. Only a gain of 1 as looking to the sideline once again is Greer here. As he connects with Durant on that catch. That's going to be a gain of 7. First and 10 now with 5.5 left to go. Crawford the man in motion. As the throw towards the sidelines, it's Javon Durant again. That's a 6-yard reception. 2nd and 4 upcoming. 2nd and 4 in the pistol. Greer takes the snap. He looks to run with it as he drops down, taking the slide. That's going to be a gain of 4. 3rd and 2. Big play here for the defense. Big play time for the defense as Greer takes the snap. And that is broken up. He wanted Sims, but Sims couldn't get it. It was deflected by McPherson. The offense has stayed on the field. 4th and 2. He's dropped. That's Jin, the backup defensive lineman. What a play by Jin, bringing down Greer. Turnover on downs. Sanford once again getting a big opportunity. As a big shot laid on Parker Dillon on that option. He'll gain 4, but that's a hell of a shot. He can't keep taking those. 2nd and 6 is Dillon to throw. Looking for his man, and it's picked off. That is a huge interception as Nana Kayermith with the interception. He wanted Rob Thomas. He wanted the hot hand. And I don't blame him. He more than likely would have made a big play out of it as Sims gets the reception here on 1st and 10 for WVU. That's a gain of 5. That's just a tough interception to see happen. As 2nd and 5 now, Greer to throw. This defense needs to make some more big plays. Gibson brings down Gibson for an 11-yard gain. 1st and 10 here as they inch closer to the red zone. Greer in the shotgun. Looking to throw. As that one somehow is caught by Sims. I thought that one was getting knocked away. Hell of a catch by Sims there. As 2nd and 2 now, shotgun formation still. Looking to the sideline is Greer. He takes the snap. Quickly throws. That one knocked away from Sims. That was Dante McPherson on that deflection. 3rd and 2 handoff. No, it's an option. And Greer finds room around that right side down to around the 6 or 5 yard line. As the no huddle continues here. 3 minutes just about. As Greer to throw. Looking to run, but he gets dropped. That'll be a sack. I don't know who's going to get credited for it, but that will go down as a sack. 2nd and goal now. As pistol formation, they're taking their time to take clock. As Greer throws, connects with Sims. It's 3rd and goal. Allowing a field goal isn't the biggest issue here. Allowing a touchdown makes it full 2 possessions. As that's Wellman, the fullback, into the end zone. Touchdown, Mountaineers. As now it is a full 2 possession ball game. 2:24 remains on the clock. Not a lot of time. Sanford did take 2 timeouts to try and stop the clock a bit. They got to make a big play as Sam Moore to return this one. The freshman corner gets an opportunity here. Takes it around the right side, past the 50, past the 45, down and around the 43-yard line. Great return by Moore. Puts them in great field position. Now Dylan needs to make a play as he goes down off the play action. That's Xavier Pegas getting the sack there. And now Sanford running no huddle. Dylan needs a big play going deep. And it's nearly caught by Rob Thomas. He just couldn't bring it in. That would have been enormous. As 3rd and 16 now. There's Fellows, as Fellows doesn't have it all. 14 yards, still 2 yards short. 4th and 2 now. As Dylan to throw. Hooks up with Fellows again. Same exact play, 18 yards. That play has been huge. That mesh pattern has been kind of the go-to play today. It's been able to find the weak points of this West Virginia defense. 1st and 10 with less than 2 minutes remaining. To the end zone, getting knocked away. Could have been picked. Lucky it wasn't. 2nd and 10. Minute 41 left to go. To the end zone. Almost intercepted by Drayvon Askew Henry. 3rd and 10. Dylan to throw. Connects with Fellows. 1st down, gain of 15. The man has over 100 yards on the day. 105. Another big day for Herb Fellows. He's having a hell of a year so far. As 1st and goal here. Pitch goes out to Fleming. And Fleming is dropped for a loss. That is a loss of 1. 2nd and goal now as they pitch it out again. Fleming loses another yard. It's 3rd and goal now. They need a big play. 3rd and goal in the full house. Dylan looking to make the play himself on the run. He loses the football. It's picked up by Douglas of West Virginia. That's a fumble recovered by the defense. Kaiser White, the man who forced it. That's tough. Another big turnover by this team when they least can afford it. The handoff goes to Crawford. A 1st down ends it, and there it is. As he continues to run, breaks off of McPherson's tackle, off cruises. Fighting Gibson. Gibson brings him down. 56-yard run by Justin Crawford to put this game at an end. I mean, it's another tough situation. Every game so far this year has just been, you look at it, and it's just 1 to 2 mistakes cost this team the ball game. I'd say it's the same exact situation here. Without that pick 6, a touchdown from Sanford would have tied up the ball game. It would have been an entirely different ball game without as many Sanford mistakes. The mistakes are killing them. And they can't make that next week. They have Georgia State, their last non-conference game next week. And what a lot of people look at is one of the easier games on the year. They've got to make big plays and limit mistakes next week. I don't know if they can do it. I hope they do it. And Rob Thomas came out today and showed that he is a big playmaker for this team. So at least there are a couple positives out of this week's game. But nonetheless, folks, you've been listening to Sanford Sports Radio. I've been Jonathan West, and we will see you next week for the final non-conference game of the year against Georgia State back at home in the Den.